Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for the gold price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. This is of course the intraday. We're gonna see what's going on today, and I decided to start on the daily a little bit just to take a little bit overview what is going on here. After we have this 1-2 wave 3 towards the upside, we have a wave 4 and a 5 that it might have a finish, of course, an impulse here. Now basically we see of course a correction still, and we have topped exactly here for a wave 3 after having of course a big wave 1-2 here, starting from the daily wave 1 2 3 4 and a 5. Now the debate for this current price action right now is still of course whether we are still in a triangle here unfolding for a wave E, or are we in something for much more deeper. So the thing is that the price action right now is still of course above this invalidation of triangle. So this can still of course has a chance to transform to something like an A, B and a C in case this is an impulse, of course, where we have a shallow wave B and then we're looking for something else. And that because we saw something finished here today, but it was not a nice ending, of course, for an impulse. But still, of course, we cannot be very sure that the things might get out of the triangle or not. If we're gonna still inside this triangle and above the invalidation, I still believe, of course, that it might unfold something toward the upside from there, guys. However, before taking the 3,250 here as invalidation for this triangle, we cannot really be sure that we are looking for something else here. Plus, I'm afraid, of course, that we have to expand even this triangle further longer as a new possibility here, where you might have potentially an ABC, of course, for a big wave A, B, and a C, and then a D and a E, and then moving toward the upside in a very long corrective wave. Yeah, but of course, it's not necessarily. I mean, it is already a very long way here for this wave 4. But if you take a look at the wave 2, for this wave 2, you can see, of course, that the timing required for this wave 4 here, taken from this wave 2 exactly, and based on that top for the wave 3 here, we can see that even we did not reach yet the perfect time for a wave 4. And that is a very interesting thing here we are looking at, that the gold might take much more time even with this correction. And therefore, of course, I'm still thinking, what if we have a longer corrective triangle sideways here before we start to move for higher? The second scenario is, of course, a possibility that we might, of course, take this invalidation and transform in something as a W, as an X here, and you have a wave Y. The wave Y might be a zigzag here. It might take the low, it might not take it, but with the invalidation of triangle, you have to, of course, consider it as a wave Y, and then moving toward the upside. Okay. The last scenario is, of course, that we have 3 ways down and 3 ways up, and you're looking for something, of course, as an ending diagonal here to finish at least with the perfect time. So what I want to say here, by looking at the time for the wave 2 regarding for this wave 4, not invalidated yet for a triangle and so on, I still believe that we might still be looking into a longer structure as corrective for the gold here. If this is the case scenario, of course, this 3,250 might be a key level to figure it out later on if we're gonna still above it or if we're gonna move below it. And that, of course, below it will unfold definitely 2 scenarios, which one of them is WX and a Y. The second one, of course, can be a longer triangle, or even if we break the triangle here, therefore, you are looking definitely for something even deeper as ABC to hit at least the target as 0.23, which also is a very questionable why we did not took the fib levels yet taken from this wave 2 and based on the wave 3. Therefore, I'm still, of course, considering this fib level has to be hit, guys, the 3000, which is exactly an ABC 1-to-1 fib level. If you take it here, of course, from the top to the A, let's say this is your wave B, you will discover that if you have a regular flat here, wave C, you will see that, okay, you're very close for 3,100. And I believe that this can be a little bit deeper here and can unfold, of course, the 0.23 fib level for this scenario. Today, we have, of course, a Fed press conference at 8:30. So be careful with the interest rate, of course, before it at 8. So this is a very interesting thing that we see today. If the forecast will be positive, and that means, of course, having a cut for the rate cut, that might affect, of course, the gold, probably in red. Okay, if we keep the forecast 4.5, that might be, of course, a good thing for the gold. So you have to be careful, of course. Be careful from the volatility, and of course, have your risk management, guys. Of course, the news are not tradable for me. I don't consider them as a trades. I consider them as signals, of course. So be careful, trade safe. Yep, so basically this is what I'm looking for. Now on the 2-hour chart, guys, as we mentioned today in the live stream, we're still looking for lower. And this might be, of course, a separative structure here between two waves. We might have something like a zigzag. I believe that this can still have the chance. I mean, it looks like already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we want to ignore, of course, the micro level here. If we take it simply on the 1-to-1 fib level, yeah, it's also showing like 1, 2, 3, right? But potentially inside it can be, of course, in the very micro, it can be like, okay, very fast wave 4 and wave 5 inside this move here, and we couldn't see it, right? And then transforming the whole thing here into a B and a C with the structure additional one that we saw, right? However, yeah, still questionable, guys. More data is requested to see what's gonna happen. I believe currently we're still corrective. We're still potentially looking for higher. Watch the 3,250, and we'll see, of course, in the next analysis what's gonna happen. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.